Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Woo-wee. You know what time it is, family? You know what time it is. It is Keeping Up with Congress. I am Tamara Johnson Shealy. I am Tamara Johnson Shealy, y'all. What's today? It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday the 23rd. Can you believe it? It is June the 23rd. We are already 6 months away from Christmas. Damn it. Christmas is around the corner, y'all. This year is flying by, but I am grateful. I am blessed. And we are highly favored because we're here to tell the story, right, y'all? So I am Tamara Johnson Shealy. If you are following me right here on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit that notification, and share. So you know the last 2 days we have been listening to clips from the 2021 Reparations and Justice Rally right here in Atlanta. The United Sons and Daughters of Freedmen did the doggone thing. They did the doggone thing. There was all kind of folks from around the country that showed up. It was a phenomenal event. We're going to keep doing this, stomping for reparations. I'm sure will not be their last rally. We're going to continue to fight. And we're just going to get louder, and we're going to fight harder and harder. We ain't going nowhere. Reparations is here. Reparations is now. So I am going to start the video where we left off for the last 2 days. This is the last part of a 3-part series with the 2021 Reparations and Justice Rally right here in Atlanta, y'all. So let's get this started.
Speaking of UGA, we have Brother Rashad Singleton here from the National Reparations League, former UGA basketball player. He's going to speak a few words, and maybe we could link the brother with the sister and get this thing moving, because they need to hear from one of their own, right? Like, we got a sister that's trying to get y'all to come to the table. Why y'all dragging y'all feet? So, without further ado,
Peace and blessings, family. It's a great privilege to be here. I'm 7 feet tall, so y'all gotta bear with me here. Can y'all hear me okay? Now, it's very interesting to hear a sister talk about the University of Georgia, because had they told me what they did before I got a scholarship there, had they told me that slaves helped build the school, I wouldn't have went there. That's the importance of knowing your history.
That's right.
That's the importance of knowing correct history.
That's right.
That's the importance of teaching ourselves and teaching our youth, so we don't have to know the truth when we're 30 and 40 years old. That we'll be raised with the truth.
That's right.
that's right.
The time is now.
Yes.
Reparations.
Yes.
Lord, I didn't have to beg me to be here.
You can't hear it?
Lord, I didn't have to beg me to be here. It was my duty to be here.
That's right.
I drove 3 hours from Tallahassee,
Yes.
but it felt like 5 minutes, because I've been waiting to be right here all of my life. I am not here on this earth to use my size just for basketball. I am not here for my size just to entertain questions. I am here to lead my people to help get reparations.
That's right.
Now, certain Native American tribes got it. European so-called Jewish people got it. Slave masters got it.
Talk about it.
But we ain't got it. Reparations.
Reparation.
Now, Mr. President,
That's a brother from Florida.
Brothers and sisters, there's some white people
National
have you
Reparations
believe
League.
that reparations is a handout. Reparations is not a handout. Reparations is a hand back. You handing back what you stole from us.
That's good. Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it.
If I take your car, drive by you in your car, wave at you in your car, is that reparations? I can't hear you. Is that reparations? No. What if I take your car and I offer to give you a ride in your car? Is that reparations? No. Reparations to repair. You have to give back what you stole. And let me tell you something else. If you take my car and you give it to your son, and his son give it to his son, and that son give it to his son, that's still my car.
Yeah, they can pass it down from generation to generation. That's all it did.
Why they don't want to give you reparations?
Let's
Let's get to the meat of the table.
get to it.
I'm shaking because I feel the Holy Spirit.
Man, I feel you quiet. Talk about it.
They don't want to give you reparations because they don't want you to have black power. Black power! Black power! What is black power? First thing about black power is you got to have knowledge of self.
Right.
You can't do nothing in this country without knowledge of self.
Right.
You see, today we have Moors together. We have Muslims together. We got Israelites together. We got Christians together. You know what we all was together on the plantations? We were just slaves.
That's right.
We all brothers and sisters. So I don't care what you call yourself. Reparations is for you. Reparations is for you. Reparations is for you.
Yeah.
We can no longer be silent on this issue.
That's right.
We can no longer pussyfoot around this issue.
That's right.
Brothers, lead. I said, brothers, lead.
That's right.
Lead your family
That's
to
right.
justice. Lead your family to liberation.
That's right.
Every one of you here right now, let the history show that you are some of the first, some of the most powerful, some of the most dangerous people. Because you are fighting for justice. Family, I want you to understand something. When you have knowledge of self, you got to have strong black families.
That's right.
When we have strong black families, we can have strong black communities.
Right.
And when we have strong black communities, we can have a strong black nation.
That's right.
That's black power.
That's right.
We must continue to dig, and we must never get tired. We come from ancestors who wasn't allowed to get tired.
That's right.
How dare us get tired? Did they leave the plantations when they got tired? Did they stop picking cotton when they got tired? So how the hell are we going to get tired of fighting for reparations?
That's right. Talk about it.
We don't want scholarship programs. We don't want another holiday. We want the same thing you gave everybody else. Land and cash, land and cash, land and cash. When the European so-called Jews came out of the Holocaust on one day, they had reparations the next day. Well, I've done my history about the Jews. And I've done the history about our people. And I realize it seems that our people are connected to the original people. So I want to say something, and I want you to hear me clearly. America did not just enslave some regular black people. America enslaved the children of God.
That's right.
America does not just owe some regular black people reparations.
That's right.
America owes the children of God. So join me right now, fellas. Join me right now, sisters. Reparations now. Reparations now. Reparations now. Reparations now. Reparations now. Thank you.
Hey, okay.
I think I need a Toastmasters
Hey.
class. Man, I feel like a fish out of water up here. All these dynamic speakers. So, how will reparations get paid? Will it break the bank? Will America go into a recession? Will the economy balloon? You know the stuff that they say when they try to tell us why they can't give us reparations. Brother Ty Hump, he's going to come up here and deconstruct that lie. Break that myth down so that we'll know when we have this discourse with our detractors that no longer will you be able to make that same line of argument, because we know that the United States of America is a monetary sovereign that can print as much money as she wants. And as long as there's something to buy, there's something to spend it on. There's money to spend it on. Yeah, go ahead, Brother Tim.
First, I want to thank everyone for coming. I know it's hot out here. I know it's a little bit difficult to stand out in this heat, but you're all here because you know we are free people. You're all here because you know that reparations is not a handout. Anybody that says that is saying that to this country not to take accountability for what has been done to us for 401 years, 250 years of unpaid labor, 250 years of rape, treating us like animals and atrocities. This is what we're here to talk about. When they talk about critical race theory, and they say, oh, it is not concrete. Well, last time I checked, you just made Juneteenth a federal holiday. Now, granted, now that means anybody, even the people who are guilty of the atrocities against us, get a paid day off. Also recognize they just acknowledge their guilt. They just acknowledge that July 4th was not the real Independence Day in this country because we were all not independent. June 19th, 1865 is the true emancipation and Independence Day of this country. When they come to you and they give you the argument, oh, well, nobody here was ever a slave. I'm like, nobody here ever met slaves. I'm like, I met my great-grandparents. They were born as infant slaves, I met slaves.
Okay.
But this is not just about slavery. It is about slavery. It is about Jim Crow. 103 years of slavery 2.0, Jim Crow. It was about the black codes. When we were emancipated, we weren't emancipated into freedom. We were emancipated into homelessness, into poverty, into racial terrorism sanctioned by the United States government. We were freed into convict leasing. We were freed into, and I'm going to say this again, we were freed into them stealing every asset that we ever had. We are the only citizens of this country that was bombed by government officials, not just once in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but recently in 1988. I'm going to say it again, 1988 in Philadelphia, an organization called MOVE. And they wouldn't even give the children's bones back after they killed them. They kept them for studying, they kept them in museums.
It's evil.
The man, Wilson Good, who ordered that bombing, he was skinfolk, not kinfolk, was never brought up. The prosecutor, the man who was the DA who was supposed to charge him with that atrocity, became mayor instead, and then eventually became governor. This is what we are fighting in America. People say that, hey, Barack Obama was your reparations. I wasn't aware that a person who didn't even identify as ethnicity and identity was reparations. Like Brother Rashad said, if you take a goddamn bus, is that reparations? And
You give us free bus passes. Free education is not reparations. Poor whites have not been able to educate themselves out of poverty, but they expect us to do it. That's right. This is what you call deflection. This is what you call lack of accountability. And when they say, "Oh, you just want a free check," I'm like, "Hey, we don't want a free check. We want what's owed to us." You got free land in the Homestead Act of 1850. 160 acres, you just got off the boat from goddamn Ireland, or whether you were here already. 40 acres in a mule from special field order from General Sherman, special field order 15. President Lincoln was assassinated and Andrew Jackson killed him. Full stop. We fought for everything we got. Nobody freed us. They were losing the war against the Confederacy until the Union, on the recommendation of Frederick Douglass, our very first lobbyist, by the way, our most effective, recommended raising us as soldiers. They were terrified of putting guns in the hands of the most fierce warriors on the planet, but they had no choice. When the Massachusetts 54th was formed, they had so many victories they did not know what to do. They had to form other Union brigades. And because of that, we won our own freedom in the Civil War. The first emancipated slaves were put in concentration and labor camps. The Peach Bowl, look it up. Everybody here has Google on a smartphone. Look up the Peach Bowl. And then they come to us and say, well, even if we owe you reparations now, it's not physically possible. We can't do it. It will break the nation. Oh, my favorite one. My taxes are not paying for anything. You're not getting my tax dollars. First off, you don't have any damn say where your tax dollars go. If we did, none of us will pay taxes. So you can STF you on that one right now. Yeah, I said it and I'm standing on it. Secondly, and most importantly, reparations would not come from tax dollars. Taxes and treasury are two different things. Right. The United States of America is a country that has what's called monetary sovereignty. That means they have the exclusive legal right to designate their own legal tender. That falls on the two things that they can do with it. One, they can designate whatever it's going to be, dollar, coin, digital, or anything. Second, they have the exclusive right of issuance and the exclusive right to retire that currency any way they want. It will not come from taxes. The Japanese internment victims who got paid reparations was paid directly from the Treasury of the United States of America. Even more so, 90% of the money that you see, the coin money, the cash money, 90% of the currency that is used in the United States for daily transactions by the Federal Reserve is not monetary cash or monetary currency. It is digital. You don't even see 90% of the currency that's in this country. Which means they can negotiate their own term for debts. They can negotiate how much inflation they're going to have and how much inflation they're not going to have because they print their own sovereign currency. Now, for a sample, look at the European Union. None of the countries in the European Union have monetary sovereignty because they succeeded it to the Union. So the Union must all talk and negotiate how much of the sovereignty is going to be put out, how much of it can be issued, how much of it can be retired, and that's how it works. The UK can't give out reparations on their own. They have to first go to the European Union. That's what Brexit is all about having control over their own country's monetary sovereignty. Nothing more. It's not about damn trade agreements or anything else they say. They lost monetary sovereignty and they don't want that. Japan and Australia have monetary sovereignty. China sure as hell has monetary sovereignty. And that's what we're talking about. The debt, as it's calculated right now, is not what we're asking for. Not between 16 and 20 trillion dollars. The debt is closer to 40 to 80 trillion dollars. That's what the data says. We don't do conspiracy theories. We don't come out here and just put out false or misleading information. We are anchored in data. We value our research, and we will vet anything that you claim is data. And if it's not, we will call you out and we'll discredit you to your face. The United States of America can pay all that money today and it really not affect their dollar bill. But the program is not asking for it all to be paid at once. They're lying when they say that. It has to be multi-generational. You can easily pay out 6 figures a year to every family or individual if you're not a family with head of your household, okay, for reparations every year, multi-generationally. Reparations is also protected class citizenship, the type that was promised to us when the Freedmen's Bureau was formed in 1865 with the Freedmen's Act. It's about returning our stolen wealth from us, as was promised.
This is, I'm sorry, I'm not going to say that. That one might be too inflammatory.
Yeah.
But when the Freedmen's Bank was formed, okay, I'm not going to be too inflammatory. We have our political allies up here. I'm going to be diplomatic today. They actually stole all of our funds from the Freedmen's Bank. They had a white director who gave ridiculous loans that people would never pay back, ridiculous grants, and all the money was given out. Frederick Douglass put $15,000 of his own money in that bank in 1877. In today's money, that's a little over $2 million to try to save the bank. It didn't work. He couldn't save it. It was gone. Now, some of us actually did the calculations, and we're not even financiers or economists. If you look at what goes on, okay, with the FDIC model, when you look at interest, when you look at penalties and inflation for the money they stole from 1877 till now, for that alone, they owe us $8 trillion. We're not even talking about reparations for slavery, Jim Crow and extrajudicial police killings, racial terrorism, redlining, lynchings. The list goes on. This is what we're talking about. So when they say, can you pay reparations? We can't. We're going to say, yes, you can. Say it with me. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
It can be done tomorrow with the stroke of a pen. We don't have to wait for HR 40. The President of the United States can sign an executive order right now that establishes a commission to do study slavery, and it must end in 18 months with recommendations that he must take action on. He doesn't need Congress or the Senate to do that. Jim Crow, Joe, doesn't need to do that. But we're going to go ahead and pass within 48 hours a Juneteenth bill. We've been celebrating the holiday for, what is it now, 156 years in 30 states. We're already doing that. All you did was give white people the ability to celebrate it too and get paid for it.
And make a profit.
That's all you're doing. You're empowering the people that committed the atrocity to also benefit from it.
Yeah.
You can also include that in any package, any negotiated policy for reparations. You could have done that, but you did not do that. So we're celebrating it, we're going to take it, but we're going to take it as what it is, an admission of guilt and culpability. We don't have to talk about CRT anymore. We have all the proof we need now. When Joe Biden signed that bill and Jim Clyburn stood around and sung another Negro spiritual like he always does. This is what happened. So this is what we're doing moving forward. We want our reparations and we want it now. We're not asking anymore. We're telling you. We don't work for you. We voted you in. You work for us, you jackasses. And if you're not willing to fight for your people, because currently we're the only people in the government of the United States of America that has no political representation. We're going to take out the political trash now. We're going to pull up to the polls in 2022. We're going to vote them all out in 2022. If you're not with us, you're against us.
That's right.
You're either a black American descendant of chattel slavery. You're either a U.S. freedman or you are not. And if you are not, you're out of the tribe and you're not coming back. Ask Omarosa how that's working out for her. Ask Stacey Dash how that's working out for her. We need people who we can trust who will fight for us in government. Tamara Johnson Seeley is here because they're fighting for reparations with the bill in this state. Other than Khadijah, the county commissioner, Khadijah Ram, who the hell else do you see out here but her and Tamara Johnson Seeley? Who the hell out here do you see fighting and talking in hot weather, wearing suits, okay? Still representing our flag, but us out here. If we are not fighting for ourselves, no one will fight for us.
That's right.
I don't want allies. I want co-conspirators. If you want to stand by like, oh, you're doing good, like, really? Are you out there in the front lines? Are you writing your congressman? Are you telling your PAC we're not going to give them money unless we get reparations? Then you're just out here for a soundbite. Stop it.
That's right.
And this is what we're talking about. We are the United States freedmen, emancipated Negro, emancipated Negro slaves, their families and their descendants. That is our legal designation on the book. Look it up. American Negro is our actual federal ethnicity, one of only two that is on the books outside of Native Americans. Do not believe me. We're anchored in data. Look it up. And this is what we are talking about. If you are not fighting for reparations, I got bad news for you. The original data said we were slated to be completely wealthy in 2053. I got bad news for everybody. We don't have to wait that long anymore. Thanks to the pandemic, the new data is starting to come out, and it's even more grim than we thought it was going to be. The new data says we have until 2030 before it's irreversible. 8 more years, and we are done. Nothing you can do then will bring us back. We make up 13% of the country, but we make up 40% of homelessness and 52% of homeless families, and more than 60% of homeless veterans. These are the numbers they will not talk to you about. These are the numbers they will not tell you about. And these are the numbers that we need to hear and we need to talk about. Nothing but this and other than this is going to fix this, and it's going to get us free. They talk about we're free. I'm like, what country are you in? I'm in a country where if I'm an Asian, I can point at a black person and say, hey, that person did something to me, and now I'm going to jail for a hate crime. But we have laws on the books like the Ku Klux Klan law, which nobody enforces. They ended Reconstruction in the Compromise of 1877 for no other reason so that the Republicans be the president and Democrat governors and Democrat states can institute Jim Crow in any way, shape, and form they please. He pulled out the Union troops and it was game over for us. That's what happened. We are coming for our wealth. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said we are coming for our check. You're goddamn right. We are coming for our check. And if you don't like it, that's too bad for you. I don't give a damn about your thoughts. I don't give a damn about your prejudice, and I sure as hell don't care about your feelings. We are coming for our check. Reparations now. Reparations now.
Well, that doesn't. I am taking toast messages. Get my speak on. So we're going to invite our sister Tamara. She has an important announcement, and we have to make sure that we get behind our sister. And then we're going to wrap this thing up because.
All right, I'm gonna play my 1 minute speech, and we're gonna close it out, family. I just want to thank you. I see you, my YouTube family. I see you, Clubhouse. Thank you for rocking with me. I'll be over there in just a few minutes, Clubhouse. But I am Tamara Johnson. Sheila, I'm gonna play my quick commercial, y'all, and then we're gonna hear my speech, and then we're gonna close it out for today. And I thank you for joining me right here on Keeping Up with Congress. I took these last 3 days to really bring you all of the speeches from the reparations, the 2021 reparations and justice rally right here in Atlanta, and it was phenomenal. So I hope you've enjoyed these last 3 days. We'll get back on the saddle in the saddle tomorrow with our bills and finding out where we are with reparations legislation. So let's. Thank you for tuning in for Keeping Up with Congress. I am Tamara Johnson Sheely, your candidate for the United States Senate. I'm a progressive Democrat that believes that reparations will make America great. It is time that we bridge the divide in this country. Please go to the website. It's tamaraforgeorgia.com. www.tamara, Georgia spelled out.com. Please join me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here for Keeping Up with Congress. I'm gonna play my speech, and then we're gonna head out for the afternoon.
Beyond our time, we have a bunch of stuff going on in the background. I guess it was like the Negroes doing the reparations rally. Y'all go ahead and just build. We don't care about them. But soon, this whole country gonna know that the freedom in our air, and that we're fighting, and that we're gonna win, and that we're gonna give reparations, and that we will be a political powerhouse. I'll speak a little bit to that before we get up out of here.
But I am Tamara Johnson. She just said slavery, Jim Crow, black code, no New Deal, no GI see to house our redress. My goal is to create the reparations administration, y'all. May 24th, 2022 is the primary election day right here in Georgia, and we are not, and I repeat, we are not sending Reverend Senator Raphael Warnock back to Washington. He has no plans for reparations. And he's too scared and too balked to fight for. Again, I am Tamara Johnson-Shields, your candidate for the United States Senate. Thank you, guys.
Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed the last 3 days of Keeping Up with Congress. Again, these were speeches from the 2021 Reparations and Justice Rally that was held this past Friday, right here in Atlanta, y'all, at the Georgia State Capitol. It was phenomenal. The United Sons and Daughters, they did the doggone thing. A lot of phenomenal speakers, y'all, from Florida to Chicago to they had folks from all over. New York was in the house. There was folks from all over that came all the way down here to the South, y'all. Brought it on home to the South and participated with this rally. And I'm so, I feel like we're living in our moment. I feel like we're so blessed to be in these times. In such a time as this, y'all, we are in our moment. We're going to look back, I say 15, 20 years from now, we're going to be like, we did the doggone thing. And I believe we will live to see reparations. I believe that it is going to happen sooner than we know. I believe that this candidacy, my candidacy to the United States Senate, I believe this got to be it. This got to be it. I'm just standing on the word and trusting God and believing that this has got to be it. We're just too close. This primary election with Raphael Warnock, prayerfully, y'all, it is just he and I one-on-one. Actually got a text today from a white constituent who lives up in the Athens area who has heard the word. So if you haven't heard the word, let me put this bug in your ear. Have heard the word that Mr. Herschel Walker is supposed to run and as the Republican, which I'd already heard this, but now that the word is kind of spreading, I think it's probably more truth to it than we know, but I'd already heard this some time ago. But Herschel Walker is rumored, and that's the rumor, that he is going to run. And that means that after this primary, which is kind of thinking that he might be the front runner in the Republic for the Republicans, which would be great. We got to fight Warnock here in the primary, and then we're gonna turn around and we're gonna hammer Herschel Walker, because we done seen his testimony in Congress. Y'all, we gonna kick his behind in this race, because we saw that testimony in Congress. If you didn't see it, go back and watch the HR 40 hearings. Go back and watch it, family. So if Herschel runs, y'all, we can on reparations. We're gonna hammer him. We're gonna hammer him all the way to the polls, y'all. So it's going to be, I think it's shaping up to be quite an exciting adventure for those of us who going to be in this fight with, to the very end. It's going to be an exciting adventure. So I will see you guys tomorrow right here on Keeping Up with Congress. I am Tamara Johnson-Shields, y'all. Go to the website. Make sure you donate. We got to get our coins in line. We got to make sure we have what we need, because I do believe this is our race. This is our time. And, I believe we can take them. We can take Warnock on reparations. It was in my spirit. We got one stone. We got one stone, and that stone is reparations. And we're going to use that stone against Warnock. We're going to use that same stone against Walker. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Keeping Up with Congress, y'all. 5:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you tomorrow.